Today I'm here with Carrie Fehrenbach. Carrie is Vice President of Global Marketing for Intergraph, but she's also a fabulous cook. And I asked Carrie to come on and share some of her great recipes with us. Carrie, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
What all have you got in store for us? Because this looks fabulous.
Okay, well today, because it's the new year, I thought we would do something healthy.
Well, good.
I'm diabetic. And so I'm always watching my carb counts. And balance with carbs is important for everyone. So this is a recipe that anyone can use.
Good.
So I'm going to make cauliflower rice. Rice is very high in carbohydrates. It runs your blood sugar up as a diabetic. You want level blood sugar. So what I've done is I've taken a head of cauliflower. I've put it in the food processor, yes, with the S-blade. And the S-blade just makes it look just like rice. You can see, that's all there is to it.
Okay, and that's just the little metal, is that the little metal blade?
Just the metal blade. Okay. Now, you can do this with a food grater if you have the patience.
Oh, but it makes a mess.
It makes a mess. It makes a mess.
Okay.
So, if we could heat up the skillet, I've got a little bit of olive oil in here. And we're going to make rice pilaf because you're going to have salmon today.
I love it.
This is the most versatile food known to man.
Cauliflower. It's so underrated.
It's so underrated. I love it. It's high in fiber. It's low in carb. It's part of the broccoli family. And we're going to put some of the onions in here and just start sauteing those a little bit. Okay. All right. And then I'm going to go ahead and just put everything else in here. I've got some sliced almonds. Okay. Because this is a 7-minute dish.
Okay, I love it. See, that's the great thing about you, Carrie. You come home and you've got to get dinner ready in like 7 minutes.
I can't do dinner in more than 15 minutes. Now, this is asparagus, okay? This is just asparagus tips. And I'm putting this in here because I like color in my rice. And this is a good way to get the kids to eat some vegetables. You can put carrots in here, you can put mushrooms in here, anything that you want. Because cauliflower really doesn't have any flavor. It's going to be whatever we make it. Whatever seasonings, you can make Southwest rice, you can make Spanish rice, you can have black beans and rice.
Isn't that great?
But we're going to have rice pilaf today. So we're going to let this simmer just a little bit.
Carrie, you know what? I was in a restaurant in Dallas and some of the best mashed potatoes I've ever had in my life had cauliflower in them. I was like, what is this flavoring? And they had actually combined the cauliflower with the potatoes. So good.
It is. It's good. It's good for you. I love it. The rice can actually become cauliflower mashed potatoes if you want. So if you don't overcook it, it will stay rice. If you overcook it, serve potatoes.
Serve potatoes,
it works. It's no fail.
All right, should I start my salmon?
Yes.
Would that be good? Okay, well I'm going to heat up my little pan over here and put just a little bit of olive oil in mine as well because I actually have some salmon that has a little bit of it's already prepared with bourbon sauce, and you can buy it most any place with that type seasoning. And my pieces are not that thick, so it is not going to take very long at all to cook this. And one of the things that I mentioned last time on my show was that when you're preparing fish, make sure that everything else is ready. I mean, you need to have your salad, you need to have your table set, you need to have everything ready because it cooks so quickly. And the one thing you need to know also is that one of the things we tend to do is overcook. We overcook our fish, and so just remember, I like salmon kind of rare. And most people like it medium to well, but I mean, salmon is really fine to have rare. And most chefs would, like if you ask them, that's what they prefer to cook it. But it takes just such a little time. I would say 2 or 3 minutes on each side, especially this, the thickness of this salmon.
Okay, I'm going to add a little chicken stock in here.
Okay.
And this is normally, it depends on how much cauliflower that you need.
Turn that down a tad?
Yeah, let's turn it down a tad.
But the cauliflower has a lot of water in it, doesn't it?
It does. Well, and the thing is, it does not take long to cook cauliflower, okay? And you can see here, the food processor did not get everything. Okay. That's okay. You know, just go through and get your pieces. But see, it looks like grains of rice in here. I recommend the secret here is do not cook this when your children are at home because they don't like the smell of it.
It has, a cauliflower has a pretty...
You know, but if they don't smell it, they'll eat it. They'll love it. So you just barely get this damp. And I put a little salt in here for seasoning.
Isn't that great?
I use garlic salt, veg oil, anything that you want to give it the flavoring that you need. And then we're going to put a lid on this. I've used about a half a cup here, but you still want it pretty dry, okay? And now we're just going to steam this.
That looks wonderful. Wonderful.
And so this is going to be ready about the time your fish is ready.
Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and flip mine. But one of the things I was talking about as far as salmon, one of the things that you can do also is, I sometimes, if I'm having salmon, I'll just put just a little brown sugar on top. And it just gives it a wonderful, wonderful flavor. And it is, and kids will love it. I mean, they love that little bit of sweetness, and it's just so good for you.
It is.
But I have a great thing that I do also. My mother used to do curried fruit, and as a child, we would always have this warm fruit dish with, you know, and I remember it a lot with ham and certain things like that. But anyway, it's so simple, and I do it. I will prepare it sometimes for breakfast. I'll do it for a side or whatever. But it's basically baked grapefruit. We will actually, you know, you just cut a grapefruit in half. Right now you can get grapefruits that are just yummy, and I go ahead and I section. I go around and I cut all the way through, all the way around like this. And it's really best if you go ahead and do the little outside area first, and then go back and do. It's easier to slice these little sections of the grapefruit, you know, when you do this.
You know, Nancy, grapefruits are great for diabetics.
Are they really?
They're low carb. They have so much vitamin C, and so this is an excellent side dish or dessert.
Well, listen, I love to serve it with and you can serve it with so many different things. And all you do is put this. I put it in, and I always put some aluminum foil in the pan. I've learned this, especially when I'm doing some cooking with brown sugar. And all you do is just put a little brown sugar over the top. I kind of pat it down so it gets, you know, all the juice in there. Put it in the oven on, you know, I usually have my oven set to about 350, and I put it in the oven for a few minutes while it's warming up, and then I turn it to broil, and I just kind of watch it quickly, because broil, it just will bubble up on there, and it is the most wonderful thing you've ever put in your mouth. And you don't have to use a lot of brown sugar, but I'm telling you, people that don't even like grapefruit love this dish. And I think the main thing about grapefruit is just a little bit, and this is already ready for me.
Ready. Mine's ready too.
This one's, is it really?
Yes, I've turned it off.
This is fabulous.
How quick
Yours
is this?
Done, and so is mine. Okay, so this is ready to plate up. Should we take a break and come right back? This is a good time to take a break. I'm going to put this in the oven, and we'll be right back. Stay with us.
When you think about what makes a house a home, most people don't think about their appliances. We do. Welcome home from Bob Wallace Appliance. For generations, people throughout the valley have welcomed our appliances into homes just like yours. Quality name brands like Whirlpool, KitchenAid, Viking, and many, many more. And for generations to come, as always, the best service, the best selection, the best brand, and the best price. At Bob Wallace Appliance, only the best will do. Always the best. Bob Wallace Appliance, Huntsville.
Well, we're back, and Carrie, the cauliflower pilaf looks fabulous and tastes fabulous. I can't wait for y'all to try this, because you're going to love it. And we have our salmon and our little grapefruit. Typically, it takes about, I was going to say about